Welcome to part 1 of What If BFDIA Continued, now with more team switching. This is the order of teams being up for elimination so far. This is the Locker of Losers and Tiny Loser Chamber. Not all of them are actually inside it at this time, this is just everyone who isn't in the game. And these are the teams, Free Smart, Team No Name, and Wobunch, as of BFDIA 5. We have no time to lose, so let's get started. Before we do that though, we need a quick recap. As we all know, Team No Name lost in BFDIA 5 as a result of Puffball's greed. First we need to determine the prize. It was Fiery who ended up getting the most likes in BFDIA 5. This circle will represent the prize. Now for who gets the most dislikes. From least to greatest, it's Tennis Ball, Gelatin, Fiery, Fries, and Rocky. Puffball and Golf Ball, our bottom two, are the only ones who had more dislikes than likes. One is safe with 675 votes, the other is out with over 1,400. Puffball is the one who got a 4-digit amount of dislikes, a record high at the time. Given her behavior in the episode, is this really a surprise to anyone? And now, we dive headfirst into uncharted territory. I think Wobunch loses since not only is Free Smart just formed, Team No Name lost twice in a row as well. But first, I promised more team swapping, didn't I? I did. So, I think after losing twice in a row, Gelatin would move to Wobunch and he brings Fiery along with him, much to Coiny's dismay. Unfortunately for them, that means they get up for voting for a third time in a row. Gelatin is the one who gets the prize, although it was very close between him and Pin, as she tries to convince Coiny and Fiery not to fight, the fight being most likely what causes their defeat in the first place. As for safety, Gelatin comes first there as well, followed by Needle, Pin, Nickel, and Bommy, and Spongy. Remember that at this point, Spongy is still pretty liked. It wouldn't be until BFB 14 that he was hated. Fiery and Coiny are the reason the team lost, while Yellowface doesn't do much in general. Coiny is the one who avoids the bottom two, however. Who could have seen this coming so soon? The winner of Season 1, bottom 2 already? He need not worry though, because I think the end result would be the same as my original prediction. That means Yellowface is the next one to go. Time for another team swap. Only one person moves this time though. It's Bommy, since he would rather not be on the same team as Fiery, especially when Gelatin's also there. As for the team that loses, I think it's time for Free Smart to be in danger. Free Smart only has 4 members. Out of those, one gets a prize. That one ends up being Ruby. Ruby also has the fewest dislikes, and she is followed somewhat closely behind by Book. The bottom two are Ice Cube and Pencil. Ice Cube is one of the blandest characters, but unlike in Teapot, that arguably helps her, although some may see this as a reason to dislike. At the time, however, Pencil was still a fan favorite, but she still had many who dislike her. Either could feasibly get out here, but which will? I theorize that part of the reason Free Smart was formed in a meta perspective was to try to get Ice Cube out earlier than in Season 1, and here it ends up succeeding. As a result, this is the first change in the elimination order compared to the original video. Would you look at that? It's time for a rejoin? Already? Wow. Whoever it ends up being will land on Team No Name initially. These are the ones I think would be up for voting to rejoin. The eliminated BFDIA contestants and the one from Season 1 who did not rejoin, minus Leafy and Woody. The one who joins would have the greatest difference between likes and dislikes, while also having more likes than dislikes. As an example, 800 likes and 240 dislikes would equal 560 votes to rejoin. But if it was the other way around, it would be negative 560 votes to rejoin, and that would be very bad. Here are the top 10 vote getters. Here are the top 5. And here are the top 2, Teardrop and Bubble, which will get to join the game. It's a well-known fact that Teardrop got out unfairly, so I think she would be the one who gets back into the show. Better luck next time, Bubs! Straight away, Teardrop switches teams, but there are two key differences from last time. First, it's voluntary, and she also joins up with Free Smart instead of Wobunch. It's a good thing for her that she chose Free Smart to join as well, because Wobunch is the one who loses this time. Today, Pin is the one who wins the prize, but like last time, it's an incredibly close vote. But she doesn't have the least dislikes. That would be Gelatin. Followed by Needle, then Pin, then Nickels next, then Coiny. Fiery and Spongy are in the bottom two. Fiery for the same reason as before, and Spongy because he doesn't do much. I think that Fiery would stay regardless though. Hopefully Spongy is able to soak up his tears that result from his downfall. Let's start off the 10th episode with a twist. Instead of the usual team switching, Gelatin and Fiery take it a step further, forming a new team entirely and taking Nickel with them. I'll call them Jeffany. As for who loses in this episode, Team No Name has been on a winning streak, so I'll put them up. Bar something crazy happening, I think Tennis Ball will be the one who gets the prize. In a lucky coincidence, he also happens to be the first one safe, alongside Rocky and Bommy. The bottom two are Golf Ball and Fries. Some voters don't really like how rude Fries can be, but they also don't really like Golf Ball's bossiness. However, I think Golf Ball being a veteran may actually hurt her just enough to call her to fall here. Looks like she just made a hole-in-one. Into the locker of losers, that is. So, this episode is going to be the first in a while that doesn't see anyone switch teams. I think everyone's pretty much good where they are as it is for now. I'm also going to put up Team No Name for the second time in a row. Why? Just because I can. Tennis Ball wins the prize the second time in a row, and is also the first one safe twice in a row. Bommy is also safe. The bottom two are Fries and Rocky. Fries is here for the same reason as last time, while Rocky is here for the same reason Spongy was, not doing much. However, Rocky isn't hated enough to lose over Fries like Golf Ball is, or at least I highly doubt that he is. That means that Fries' chances of winning Dream Island are absolutely cooked. In the final episode that I'll be covering in part 1, Pencil does something to Teardrop that is the final straw, so she switches to Jeffany. And even more bad luck for Pencil, it's Free Smart that ends up being the team put up for elimination. Predictably enough, Ruby is the one who ends up getting the prize yet again. She just can't stop winning, can she? She also happens to be the only one out of the 3 to escape the bottom 2. Someone had to, after all. The bottom 2 are Book and Pencil. I already know which of these 2 would get out. Book is saved. After how she treated Teardrop, which caused her to switch teams, I don't see any way out of this for Pencil, so she gets to finally reunite with Match in the TLC. Thanks for watching. Part 2 will have the merge, a double rejoin, and a debut. How eventful! Welcome to part 2 of What If BFDIA Continued. There would be more team switching, but the merge happens this part, so yeah. This is the order of teams being put up for elimination. This is the locker of losers in Tiny Loser Chamber. Not all of them are actually inside it, this is just everyone who isn't in the game currently. And these are the teams as of the start of BFDIA 13. We have no time to lose, so let's get started. First off, since there is now a team with only 2 members left on it, and there's also only 12 left total, I think now is a good time to do the merge. And these are the teams as of the start of BFDIA 13. Let's dissolve them. If I'm being honest, the points phase was more of an annoyance to me than anything, so I think I'll skip it this time around. Anyways, I think you'll know the drill by now. Whoever gets put in the red area is up for elimination. I'll choose 6 to be put up, and those 6 are Fiery, Rocky, Book, Bommy, Ruby, and Gelatin. Ruby is the one who wins the prize in the first elimination of the merge. However, Gelatin actually gets the fewest votes. Ruby is the next one safe, followed by Book and Rocky. The bottom 2 are Fiery and Bommy. Both are fairly iconic, one being the winner of Total Fiery Island and BFDI, and the other being the first ever recommended character. However, one has to go, but which is it? I think Fiery escapes yet another bottom 2. I think that after a certain point, Bommy will start to be pretty annoying to people and they'll start to dislike him more, especially since he doesn't do much at this time. Oh look, I promised a double rejoin, and it looks like it's already time for that. Let's think about this. These are the ones I think would be up for voting to rejoin, the same contestants from last time, plus the ones who have been eliminated since. Voting is the same as last rejoin, and whoever has the highest difference between likes and dislikes, and also has more likes than dislikes, gets to rejoin. These are the top 10 vote getters. And these are the top 5. I'll show the top 3 since 2 are rejoining. They are Donut, Pen, and Bubble. Donut was the first to get out, Pen was the highest voted of those eligible to join that failed, and Bubble did get enough votes to join, but was dead so couldn't join. Not that that stopped her from hanging around when she was brought back. I think Donut returns to the TLC for now, which means Bubble gets to properly join the show, and Pen gets to come too. From now on, I'm only going to show this screen for the debut, at the start of part 3, at the last rejoin, and when we get to the finals. Since we're back up to 13, I'm going to put 7 of them up for elimination this time, and those 7 are Coiny, Pin, Needle, Rocky, Nickel, Fiery, and Teardrop. In this scenario, I think Teardrop is the one who gets the prize, just like BFDIA 4. Unlike BFDIA 4, she not only survives, but is also the first one safe. All of Wobunch also lives on, presumably in the order of Pin, then Needle, then Coiny. Rocky does as well. This leaves Fiery, again, and Nickel as our bottom 2 this time. Is this over for the winner of Season 1, or will another debuter fall? I think the debuter falls. Sure, he keeps getting bottom 2, but that's just because he already won. He was still popular. Nickel mostly made it this far because of Inanimate Insanity, and he's a better character there anyways. Now that we're back to 12, that means we can put up only 6 again. This time, those will be Gelatin, Fiery, Tennis Ball, Rocky, Pen, and Teardrop. Who will get the prize this time? Is it Gelatin? Pen? Teardrop again, perhaps? Nope, Tennis Ball wins it this time. Gelatin is the first one safe, though. Tennis Ball follows closely behind, then Teardrop, then Pen. The bottom 2 are Fiery and Rocky. Up till now, Fiery has had fairly easy survivals, even when he was in the bottom 2 last episode. That said, since he's up against other popular characters, I don't think he can make it any further. This marks the end of the line for the winner of Season 1. Not much to say, so let's just get on with it. The 6 losing this time are Rocky, Book, Bubble, Ruby, Gelatin, and Teardrop. Getting the prize in this episode is Ruby. Now for who's safe. First up, Bubble. Next, Ruby. After that is Gelatin and Teardrop. The bottom two are Book and Rocky. Basically everyone left is very popular, or at least was as of BFDIA, but someone has to get out here. Out of these two, I personally think it's Book who stays, since she does more. What do I even say here other than goodbye to the capital of Arkansas, Little Rock. There's only 10 left, the last elimination before we're down to single digits. 5 get to have immunity this time, and the other 5 are Coiny, Pin, Needle, Ruby, and Tennis Ball. This time, Coiny gets the prize. This makes Ruby sad, but she need not be because she's the first one safe. Tennis Ball is also safe, meaning Wobunch is being split up this episode. Also safe is Coiny, so he isn't the one being forcibly cut off from his alliance. The one being removed is either Pin or Needle, the bottom two for this episode. I think it's kind of obvious who gets out here. By this point, all 3 of Wobunch are very well liked, but Pin is an original member, while Needle only joined the team later as the result of a threat. Though, to be fair, it was a very potent one. But I'll have her go. It's not like she didn't play a good game, but against the others she was up with, she simply doesn't stand a chance in the vote. Ah, the big ol' 2-0. Let's see which 5 will be put at stake today. Bubble, Pen, Ruby, Book, and Tennis Ball. Yoil Cake. Bubble wins the prize as she gets the most likes this time. Tennis Ball is the first one safe though. Then Bubble. Then Ruby. The bottom 2 are Pen and Book. Will we see a rejoiner get eliminated for the first time this season? Or will the Alliance lose another member? To be honest, I think TWOW could give Book a boost in popularity, as that series would likely be about to start, if not in progress already, by the time BFDIA reaches episode 20. This makes Pen the first rejoiner to get eliminated this season. We've reached BFDIA 21, which means it's time for the debut to finish off Part 2. Here are the eligible debuters. Once again, voting works the same as the last 2 rejoins. Most of these should be fairly obvious, either showing some semblance of personality, being based on an existing character, or for the memes. An actual black hole would also be interesting to people. These are the ones who move on to the top 5, I think. We all know they'd never let Non-Existy actually join the show. I think the same goes for Evil Leafy. And really, Taco's just there. She'd get a lot of votes from memes, but ultimately fall short. This means this is our bottom 2, Fiery Jr. and Black Hole. I think Fiery Jr. would end up being Fiery 2.0 in a line where BFDIA continues, instead of IDFB and then BFB. Black Hole would either be a mute, imposing presence or have the same personality as BFB. I think the vote would be incredibly close, but I suspect that the viewers would ultimately choose the joke character just like BFDI. Although, a fun twist could be that he gets along really well with Coiny. Thanks for watching! Part 3 will be the finale, along with having the final rejoin. What If BFDIA Continued? Part 3. 9 episodes are covered in this part. Wowee! That was a rhyme. This is the chart that features the order of elimination. This is the locker of losers in Tiny Loser Chamber. Not all of them are inside of it, this is just everyone who isn't in the game. And these are the last 9 contestants that remain as the end of Part 2. We have no time to lose, so let's get started! From now on, instead of several going into a red zone, I'll select 2 to go into the green zone, with the rest being in danger. Today only, though, it'll be 3. Fiery Jr. just joined, so I'll give him immunity. And for Coiny and Pin, teamwork makes the dream work. On the other hand, Tennis Ball has the fewer dislikes, despite Gelatin's prize. He is then followed by Ruby, Gelatin, and Bubble. The bottom 2 are Book and Teardrop. They're really only in this situation because everyone else is more popular than them. That's pretty much all there is to these at this point. I think Teardrop is the one out of these 2 who would stay though. Book had a good run, but it seems that her story has concluded. There's a lot of 2-ness here. It says BFDIA 22 to the right, the green area is the color of 2, and there are 8 contestants left, which is 2 times 2 times 2. There are also 2 immune contestants, and they are Fiery Jr., this time of his own merit, and Tennis Ball. We've got a bunch of very popular characters up for elimination today, and who out of them would get the prize other than Ruby? Gelatin maybe, or Coiny. You know what, let's just get into the votes. First one safe is Gelatin for the billionth time. Then Ruby is next, again. Followed by Bubble. And Pin. Oh, deja vu, Coiny and Teardrop are the bottom 2, just like BFDIA 4 all over again. Who's going to stay? I think that it's gonna be Coiny who gets to stick around, like a penny in gum. Sadly, I don't have much else to say, so I'm just gonna move on from here. Bubble is the only remaining contestant whose color is not the same as the color of another remaining contestant. Gelatin and TB are green, Pin and Ruby are red, Coiny and Fiery Jr. are orange. Yes, I am running out of things to say. Bubble and Ruby get immunity this episode. Seeing that Coiny is in danger, the viewers, in my opinion, would most likely bestow upon him the prize at long last in this episode. However, I also think that Gelatin would end up being the first one safe. Tennis Ball is also safe. As is Coiny, obviously. Pin falls to the bottom 2 along with Fiery Jr. I know I've said it a bunch already, however, Pin would survive here. There's no way Fiery Jr. would be able to survive over the others at this point. Would you look at that? It's time for the final rejoin already! These are the ones I think will be up for voting to rejoin. The same contestants from last time, plus the ones who have been eliminated since. Voting is, once again, the same as the last rejoin, where whoever has the highest difference between likes and dislikes, and also has more likes than dislikes, gets to rejoin. These 10 got the most votes this time. These people made the top 5. Also not rejoining are Golf Ball, Flower, and Blocky. And these are the top 2. Pencil is here because people would want her to be reunited with Bubble and Ruby, while Donut was the first one out. I think Pencil would end up winning though. She's just more popular, so would get more likes and fewer dislikes. Now that we're past the rejoin, this is the last time 2 will be safe. One will be Pencil since she just rejoined, and the other will be Tennis Ball. Ruby wins the prize this time. She's also the first one safe, along with Gelatin and Coiny. The bottom 2 are Pin and Bubble. Bubble may be a rejoiner, but since Pencil also just rejoined, I think viewers would want to keep the alliance together a bit longer. Pin may be sharp, but she's not attack, so she couldn't outsmart this elimination. We are now down to 6 contestants, which means only one can be safe, and that one is Gelatin, meaning the rest are all up for elimination. This time, Coiny is the one who gets the prize. However, he's not the first one safe. That would be Tennis Ball. Coiny comes immediately after, though. That means one of Free Smart is leaving today. However, I don't think it will be Ruby. This means it's one of the rejoiners who is going to go away, but which? I think Pencil will stay since she just got back. Bubble's been in the game for a lot longer though. You could say that she's been popped. Yeah, that wasn't very good. We are now down to 2 regular eliminations before the finale. In this one, Pencil gets immunity because why not? Ruby gets the most likes in this episode, as she frequently does when she loses. Take a wild guess as to who's safe first. That's right, it's Gelatin! Ruby does not come far behind, however. The bottom 2 are Coiny and Tennis Ball. I think by this point, the viewers would decide that they don't really want Tennis Ball in the finale. And we're coming up on that pretty fast. So I think they would choose to vote him out. Final 5 is nothing to sneeze at though, and it's even an improvement on his Season 1 ranking. For the last elimination, we have 2 recommended characters against 2 OGs. However, one of them is guaranteed passage into the finale, and that one is Ruby. The final prize before the grand prize is given to Gelatin. He is also the first one safe out of these 3. So our final bottom 2 of the season. Will we have to remember to wave goodbye to Coiny, or will Pencil's chances of victory be snapped? Coiny gets to make it to the finals. He's become a lot more liked since the beginning of the season by this point. Obviously Pencil's also very liked, but she's a rejoiner and rejoiners tend not to end up winning, as we all know. Not that they can't, of course, they just usually don't. And here we are at the finale, 2 years out from the first part of BFB, but there is no split. Funny how things come full circle like this. Anyways, it's time to decide who wins. There's not gonna be a prize anymore for obvious reasons, cause the grand prize. Moving on, 3rd place for this season goes to Coiny. He gained a lot of fans this season, but it wasn't enough. I do imagine that the votes between all 3 would be pretty close and that any of them could reasonably win. But there can only be one winner, and it's between Gelatin and Ruby. Who's it gonna be? And the winner of BFDIA, at least in my opinion, is Ruby! Congratulations to her! Let's just hope that she remembered to take the lens cap off this time, so we can commemorate this moment. This is the final order of elimination. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Fiery